Your new construction business is going to need some things before you start doing jobs and sending invoices. Maybe you need to buy equipment like a skid steer, a concrete pump, or a work truck. Or maybe you're going to need materials like timber, steel sheet piling, or ready-mix concrete. Oh yeah, don't forget, you got to pay employees. Whatever the case may be, these costs can rack up quick, and before you know it, you're out of money and your exciting new venture has stalled. Everyone's financial situation is different. As we've mentioned before, some of you are planning to bootstrap it, using as few resources as possible to get your construction business going. And that's great. Go crush it and let us know how it goes. But for some of you, this won't be the case. Some construction businesses require some significant financing to get off the ground, and this can be challenging. But if you do your homework and you're persistent, you can make it happen. Here's 12 different types of financing available to construction businesses. Number 1 is investors. Acquiring capital from banks and institutions can be challenging. There always seems to be some sort of catch, like a high interest rate or a low loan amount that'll barely cover the cost of the material you need. We know this can be disheartening because we've been there before ourselves. For that reason, if you absolutely need financing for your new construction business, we recommend trying to work with some type of investor or investors before you deal with a bank. Now, disclaimer, this is just our personal opinion and experience. You can take it or leave it. Some of you may be fortunate enough to have a family member or friend who's willing to loan you some startup funds at an interest rate much lower than the bank, if any interest at all. Well, hey, if that's the case, count your blessings because it doesn't get any better than that. But for those of you without that wealthy uncle, you can always try to raise cash from those traditional investors, offering a percentage of your business in exchange for startup funding. Some investors are silent. It means they give you funding but nothing else. But others want to have a say in how you run your business. You can even use online crowdfunding platforms like Start Engine to attract investors. But whatever the case may be, just make sure you have an attorney carefully review any contract you're about to sign. Next is a business credit card. We know plenty of contractors who use credit cards to launch their business, especially when it came to purchasing raw material and insurance. Just keep in mind that it worked for them because they were confident in their capability and they were willing to work their tail off until the credit card was paid off. In other words, their gamble paid off. For that reason, we can't stress this enough. Be careful with credit cards. Failing to pay them off or even the minimum payment each month can have serious consequences. Remember that your name, social security number, and other personal details are attached to that contract. That being said, for those of you willing to accept the risk and you have a history of using a credit card responsibly, well, there's multiple credit cards out there that will offer 0% APR for 12 and sometimes up to 15 months. But for those of you with poor existing credit, there's steps you can take to achieve a solid credit score. We recommend searching Google or YouTube, where there's hundreds of guides out there that can help you with this specific issue. Number 3 is a business line of credit. Now, a business line of credit is similar to a business credit card, but the terms are a little different, with an alternative application process, fees, payment terms, and interest rate. The amount of credit available to you is based on the lender's value and risk assessment of you personally, as well as your construction business. It's almost like having a checking account. You can write checks and the amount will go against the line of credit. You're charged interest on the amount, and when you pay it back, it increases the amount of credit that you can access.
Want to view the entire lesson as well as all of the other lessons included in this course? Visit heavyape.com and use the coupon code E&C to get 25% off.